All right, guys, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Man, everybody, all these kids partying and everything like that, it's just crazy because I got up this morning, I'm reading the news, and I see here that 2 Los Angeles teens have been arrested in connection with the death of a California teenager who died after ingesting the dangerous drug fentanyl. Fentanyl deaths have been increasing nationwide in what some call a crisis. And all I could think about was that party that Kiely went to. The party Kiely Rodni went to. The graduation party, something like that. Anyway, guys, man, parties, teenagers, anything, I guess, where there's this stuff involved, I would say that it's high risk right now. It's really high risk. I mean, you really want to go there for fun, but like this right here, I mean, it can turn from fun to tragedy, in a split second. So, just what times had changed. I mean, golly, it wasn't like this 20 years ago. It wasn't like this. I mean, you can go to parties and have fun and not worry about this stuff. But and the bad thing is, you got, kids with their whole lives ahead of them, a bright future. It could be nurses, teachers, doctors, all these people, their lives are cut short just by trying to have some fun. And it's just getting out of control. It's getting out. I mean, people can have stuff put in their drinks anymore. And with this, the fentanyl thing, I mean, Lord gosh, yeah, I mean, we all know how dangerous it can be. I mean, you can touch this stuff. We've seen police officers touch the stuff and almost die. So I don't know what the government, local officials can do about it, but man, this fentanyl stuff is just like horrible. And all I could think of when I was reading this article, all I could think of was how risky was that party that Kiely went to? Guys, how risky was it? I mean, with all them people involved and what, Mags and them were saying that people were, it's just, there were, a lot of stuff involved in it. How risky was that party that all them kids went to at Prosser campground? You know what I mean? So watch this news clip. I'm gonna share it with you. I'll link it in the description below, and tell me what you think. Our kids and just people in general having parties now at very high risk for something tragic happening? Let me know, and see you next video. Bam.
We have an update to a story we brought you earlier this week on Prime. Police have arrested 2 teenagers in connection with the overdose death of a Los Angeles high school student. The teenagers face multiple charges now, including manslaughter. It is the latest in an epidemic that has become more prevalent across the country as drug overdoses continue to rise. We've seen that over the last 3 years. Correspondent Corrine Winter with our station in Los Angeles has a closer look at the story and the issue tonight.
It's a loss no family should ever have to endure. But the loved ones of 15-year-old Bernstein High School student Melanie Ramos say they're living a nightmare.
Just want justice. Justice. And justice as in the person that was poisoning the kids, because it's poison, to pay to pay for what was done for our family.
Ramos was discovered lifeless on a bathroom floor after ingesting what authorities say were counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl. The LAPD announced they detained 2 juveniles, a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, in connection to the overdose of 4 students. Authorities arrested the 15-year-old suspect at his grandmother's home in Hollywood this morning, where they say they found pills similar to the ones Ramos consumed. The suspect also allegedly sold pills containing fentanyl to another student on campus who OD'd but survived. He's been booked for manslaughter. As for the other suspect who allegedly sold fentanyl laced with pills marketed as Percocet to 2 other students at a nearby park off campus,
he is also in custody and will be charged with the sale of narcotics.
investigators say both suspects are close associates and were students at Apex Academy, a public charter school on the Bernstein campus that's independent from LAUSD. LAUSD superintendent and law enforcement leaders are encouraging parents to warn teens about the dangers of using illicit drugs, with fentanyl destroying communities as drug dealers continue to prey on young victims.
These are, it's a Russian roulette, except the weapon may have one empty chamber, and the rest of it are likely things that could kill you.
And if you think that this crisis can't happen in your family, you're wrong. On Wednesday, I spoke with Angela Kennecke. She lost her 21-year-old daughter, Emily, to a fentanyl overdose 5 years ago. She now advocates for parents across the country to warn their kids about the dangers of this drug.